Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Brahma Kumaris Silicon Valley in the parenting series Instilling Values in Kids. We'll get started with a short meditation and then into the discussion. So please join me in this meditation. Relax the mind and the body. Never let the mind tell you that you cannot relax. Never let the body tell you that you cannot relax. You are the master, and I, the master, has chosen to relax completely. So I take few deep breaths through my body. And as I breathe out, I let go. Let go of every burden from my mind. I become light and authoritatively order my mind to take me inwards, where I can be in my own beautiful company. What do I see? Who do I see? Amazed at how tiny I am, so different from the gross fleshy body. Just a point of light. I was lost for the longest time, thinking I am this limited body, the body that is extremely needy, constantly pulls me, constantly causes me to worry, makes me uncomfortable. I, the star-like being, is tireless, harmless, and abundant already in everything that I need. I am a spiritual being of light, and at this moment I leave the costume, my physical home of the body, and I go to my eternal home on a journey upwards. I, the invisible tiny point of star, is crossing the sky, the moon, the earth, and I reach my home filled with golden red light. Silence, cleanliness, purity is filled in my spiritual home. And I sit myself in front of my spiritual eternal parent, the highest spiritual energy, God. I sit here comfortably in his heart. I don't need to please him. I don't need to apologize. I don't need to fear. He accepts me the way I am. He understands that his children are now tired, have many weaknesses and shortcomings. He's the perfect parent that unconditionally loves me the way I am. I at times might be disgusted with my weaknesses. I might become hopeless when I fail. He's the best teacher. He's the only teacher that did not have to learn from anyone. He's the ocean of knowledge and refuses to give up on me and says, I see the beauty in you, the potential in you. After all, you are my child. You have my DNA. You are like me. How blessed am I to be born as a human soul and have a parent and a teacher who's sweeter than the sweetest, who's lovelier than the loveliest, who's kinder than the kindest. Thank you, my dear parent, my eternal spiritual parent, for transforming me and giving me an elevated life. Welcome everyone to Brahma Kumaris. We'll get started with today's class. Last class on instilling values. We've been talking about how these values are critical, how they form the compass, and how they are also our anchor. They are guiding us in every step of our life. And I very strongly feel that as a parent, if we are able to instill even one value in our kids, mainly I think the best way, as we've been talking about, is if I instill it in me and I'm using it day in and day out, I don't need to use a single word of teaching that value. The child will get it because a parent and child, especially a mother and a child, have a very, very strong connection, starts from the womb. This connection, they don't even need to be around us to learn it. If I am practicing it, there is a vibration that is going very strongly to the child. That much is the power of a parent child relationship, how things will just easily flow. So, we talked about honesty and then we talked about tolerance last week. Next, and very important, in today's world, what are some qualities that are most needed? Humility. And let's start by understanding what this is. I'm pretty sure each one, I have no doubt that each one of you know what this is already. But just for the sake of defining it, I really loved this particular picture, which is just saying that humility is basically, humanity. If I am not humble, then really I am not a human being. That is the biggest difference between a human soul and an animal soul. That we understand everything, we understand the difference between good and bad. What is the right karma versus what is the wrong karma? That is why for us, humility is a must. And we are indeed one of the most powerful, not one of the most, most powerful creation of this world. And any other species you take in the world is not powerful, not more powerful than us. And that is why the animal species feel so insecure. They should actually feel very secure if the master was very kind and humble. But because human beings have lost their humility, and that's why they're not human beings anymore, they've become like animals. greed, ego, anger. This is not the trait of a human soul. This is literally being barbaric, and that is why all the species that are weaker than human souls are feeling very, very insecure. Insecure that they will be shot, they'll be killed either for their skin, for their flesh, for their teeth, for their hair. They're feeling very, very insecure. And a beautiful way to think about humility is the more one becomes virtuous, the more one becomes full of powers and qualities, skills, you name it. But if that particular being that is so full of everything, internal and external achievements, and does not have humility, then that person has nothing. That person will never be considered valuable if they have arrogance of their achievements, of their qualities. Many people are very arrogant that they are extremely kind, extremely sweet. And a sign of that is they get upset when somebody tells them that I don't find you that kind, or they are not as kind to them. They get very upset. It's a sign that I have the quality, but I also have the arrogance of having that quality. So, humility is really the inculcation, the culmination of all the virtues. And the one who is virtuous, and as a result of that, now feels humble, then that is the person that becomes just like God. A point of light, our Father, God Himself, is the most virtuous being. He's always compared to an ocean. His kindness, His peace, His love, His knowledge, His truth, everything is ocean, unlimited. He gives, gives, and gives, and yet ocean, right? So never gets over. So, and this here is an example of a plant which is full of fruits. Such a plant that is so mature and has many, many fruits, it automatically bends. It bends so that others can easily take away whatever they want because I am overloaded. I have a lot. I am ready to blend. I'm very flexible. Anybody can take whatever they want. I don't need anything. It's a feeling of I am so full. I have abundant of everything. Please help yourself take whatever you want. So for me, whenever I think of humility, I'm always thinking of God. He's the greatest of greater. There's no more anyone who's greater than Him. Yet the most humble, never interferes in the karma of human beings. There is a time for him to come and do his task. He only comes at that time. He doesn't have any arrogance that, oh my gosh, look at this human world. My kids, they have become too evil. Let me go and intervene. No. He is very humble. His way of acting is humble. He's not someone who comes and shows off, hey, here I am, God, please come and look at me, see at me, listen to me, obey me. Doesn't have any such airs. So, really, a person who completely understands who he is and how he behaves after having so much, how he is so simple and easy, how he is always giving. When we completely understand him and stay in his company, we adopt the truth of our existence and we also become humble. And as always, we always like to check what is the profit. I feel the profit and loss always helps in inspiring us to adopt anything, to learn anything. We need to understand the profit from it and also the loss. When we don't have it, what happens? A person who is humble, first of all, humility cannot come in us until we understand full truth. We will see how. And as a result of understanding everything, there is automatically a maturity that exists. Such a person will never talk unreasonably. In fact, they will talk very little. They don't need to defend anything because they already have realized their truth. They don't need to prove I didn't do this or I did this or I have this virtue or I can do this or I cannot do this. Nothing. There is no argument. There is no defensiveness. When we have something that we need to prove, something that we not need to show off, that is when we talk a lot, and sometimes that leads to a lot of argument where we are trying to show off and prove to someone that we are either better or we are right, and that is when it is called immature behavior. Automatically a person that is humble will be extremely sweet. Humility only comes after every virtue has been inculcated and the complete truth has been understood. So, such a person who's very humble will not feel any kind of bitterness even in front of a person who's trying to show off or who's trying to put them down. They don't see the need to prove anything, and they can see this person's complete reality, that they are very insecure, that they are affected by some weaknesses, and that's why they are talking so rudely, or that's why they are trying to prove that they are better. Such a humble person will remain mature and sweet. And when they remain so sweet and mature, maturity automatically makes us talk very, very little. It's a sign where you stay internal lot more versus external. Only an egoistic person is constantly talking, either saying, I'm not good enough, because they want others to say, hey, no, no, you are not that bad, or I am really, really good. Come on, everybody, clap for me. I'm always right, agree with me. I'm always wrong, tell me that I'm not wrong. But a person who is so confident, they know that they are right. I don't need to prove to anyone. My quietness will prove it to them that I am right. So they are so secured and stable because they know who they are. They don't need any embellishments, they don't need any recognition. They've recognized themselves fully. And such kind of stability and security causes the other person to acknowledge that they were wrong. Even if they don't acknowledge, internally they will feel weak because they are trying to bring this person down or trying to show off. But they know that in the long run they stand no chance. And such an humble being will automatically get respect from everyone. A person who's insulting and talking very loudly, trying to show themselves off, if I also get into their kind of synchrony, if I also start shouting like them, trying to prove and get into arguments, neither will I have respect for myself or that person, neither will others who are observing that scene have respect. But a person who's just smiling or just calm in their own dignity and says, at this moment, there is no point of talking. I choose to stay quiet and choose a different moment to talk. Such a person automatically receives respect of all, including the person who's attacking. The dignity of this humble being. Such a person who is humble, who knows that they already have everything. They know that they have ocean of abundance inside. They will cooperate with everyone and as a result will automatically receive cooperation from all. And time and again I have seen with my kids, one of the way that I practice this with them is to really let them have their way majority of the times, not to constantly talk and show my opinion on every little thing, even though I know inside that there could be a better way to do certain things. I just stay quiet, let them do their way, let them lead me, let them make lot of decisions. They see how calm and quiet and secured I am. There is no show off. And because I am so cooperative in everything they do, in their decision, in their way of having fun, in their way of what restaurant to go, or in their way of whatever it is, when you remain humble, you know what might be better. It's not like you don't know. Yet you feel like it's their time to grow up, it's their time to understand, and they will learn. But let them become independent, let them feel this pure pride of making decisions. Let them feel that their parents are just like them, friends. They always are not telling them what to do and what not to do. So when you become such a parent, they start cooperating with you on things that actually matter. And even if they don't cooperate, for example, last week somebody had brought up that, waking up very late in the morning, sleeping very late and waking up very late and feeling lethargic the whole day. Indeed, it is something that we don't want our kids to have. But when we start cooperating in lot of things with them, and then we raise concern without any irritation inside, understanding that this is the way, the new normal of the current generation, when we have this internal calmness, and with that we tell them that, hey, for your own health, check it out. 8 to 12, if you sleep even 1 hour, it is equivalent to 2 hours. And any time you sleep after 12, that sleep is literally very light and not a deep sleep. Check it out sometime. That if you sleep at least by 10 or 11, you are getting extra and deep sleep. I have seen that I use this kind of method on one of my um, nephews, and he actually went and did all the research, and he was thankful that I shared with him. He said it's going to be hard for me to implement right now, but he agreed that scientifically this is right. So when we are very, very friendly and humble, lot of our things register in the kids very deeply. So maturity in a parent is very, very critical, and that comes when we are internally secured and we don't need to prove at every moment that, hey child, I know better, I will tell you what to do. And when we are not humble, what happens when we have lot of arrogance and pride about being the best parent, or a parent who knows better, a parent who has lot more experience? When we have that kind of ego that kids should listen to us in every matter, it does lead to lot of sorrow. Ego is the biggest reason for sorrow. It is not the child not agreeing to us or being rude to us. Our own ego, that the child should listen to everything I am saying, my decision should be the one that should be followed. It causes lot of sorrow when the family does not cooperate. Automatically leads to lot of unhealthy relationships. It's a battle of ego in the home. The teenagers now, they want to show off that they are right, they are good, they are better. They are very actually insecure inside. Anyone who's insecure wants to show off. So we can kind of bring down their insecurity by slowly agreeing with them, and at the same time giving our wisdom in a very gentle, subtle manner. One of the biggest damage I feel from ego is inability to learn. Because what does pride say? I'm already the best. I don't need to learn. Others need to learn from me. I don't need to improve or grow. I'm already there, the top. So imagine a life where you don't need to learn anymore. The stagnation, downfall starts the moment I think I know everything. I feel I have learned so much from my kids. You'll be amazed because everyone is a soul on a longest journey. And our kids have learned a lot from their previous lives. They have uniqueness. If we drop this ego of I, the parent, knows better, you will be amazed at how much you can learn from such innocent beings. And when you start learning, they also want to learn from you. Today's generation, yes, has many weaknesses, but they also have the virtue of lot of enthusiasm, spirit, and fast and speed, and there are so many other things that we didn't have. They are really quick in learning. They can multitask and learn. I can't do that. And I still feel multitasking is not good, but still, even a person who has low self esteem, that is also pride, that is also ego. A low self esteem says, I can't learn anything, there is nothing I can learn. Whereas humility means I'm a student of life. Every moment I want to learn from every person. I want to learn and I want to share. I have also learned, I also want to share, but I want to learn. That spirit of wanting to learn till the last breath of my life, that is a sign of a humble person. So check, are you humble? Now, what causes pride? I think we have talked in many classes about this, but for some of you who might be joining us recently, it is indeed not understanding ourselves fully, thinking of ourselves as just a limited being, either this physical body, that I am just this gender, male or female, or all the roles I am playing. That I'm a mother, I'm an engineer, I'm a Hindu, I'm a Indian, and blah blah. All of those identities, if I identify myself as, then there will be times when I'll feel egoistic, that nobody is better than me, or I will feel I am the worst. This is exactly what ego does. High self esteem, low self esteem, disappointed, disgusted with the self. This is all ego. A person who's feeling low is not someone who's humble. Humble means has everything but no arrogance. So, pure pride can only be developed when I fully understand who I am, who my parent is, what the journey of others has been, and I understand the drama that is happening in this world. And it's important to check. Highly recommend you all to start doing a self reflection as I'm reading through these sentences and asking you these questions. It's good to check for a parent that am I raising a humble child or an arrogant child. Arrogant could also be the one with low self esteem or high self esteem. I consider both to be egoistic. Well, I shouldn't say I. This is how I've been taught at Brahma Kumaris. And a humble means the one who is super confident, who's super secured in who they are. They have understood how to love themselves and love every being. That is what is a humble child. So, how do you check? Well, I might be raising an arrogant child if I am constantly, as a parent, comparing my child with others. It could also be that I'm comparing my child with my other child. That is also means I am not really raising a humble child. Comparison is a total sign where you are not confident of your child. You feel there are many who are better and you're craving for them to get better than others. Wherever there is comparison, respect will not remain stable. The child will waver between sometimes parent finding them better than others and that's why loving them, and other times not. Comparison always leads to insecurity and fear. So if I am that parent that I am comparing, and there is a sense inside of me because of that comparison, I feel my child is better than blah, 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 and worse than blah, blah, blah. If this is what is going on in my head, then I'm not really raising a confident, humble child. Do I get restless whenever I see that my child is not doing as good and there are others who are doing lot better? Do I feel little jealous when I find my child was not the top winner, when my child did not get selected in XYZ? These are all signs of raising an arrogant child. Are we encouraging that information should be hidden from others? I see many parents doing this. So it's important to check. Am I telling my child, hey, don't tell anyone that you're trying to do and you're doing participating in this competition or you're reading this book or you're taking this coaching? Don't tell anybody because we want only you to succeed. Nobody else should succeed. Such kind of tactics make the child so insecure. We are putting in them the seed of competition, which will make them feel very arrogant. And then when they find out others have their own ways to get top, they will feel low. Whole life they will be in this rat race of hiding things, constantly fearful. What if others get better? Unknowingly, many times we give our kids a life of insecurity and restlessness by instilling the seed of competition, hide everything from others. Many times, as a parent, I might be overlooking their mistakes even when somebody is coming and telling me that your child is doing XYZ, is not really very cooperative, overlooking. No, my child is already perfect. So what if he has one or two, but look at his strengths? Or I am very, very mad and angry whenever I find out that they do a mistake. My child needs to be best in everything. I cannot forgive them. They need to be best in music, in sports, in academics, in behavior, in character, everything. So I get very upset, and many different ways I manipulate the child. I withdraw from the child from talking so that they realize their failure. These are all signs of raising a child with low self esteem or high self esteem, which is arrogance, very far away from self respect, security, stability, and humility. So, how do you develop humility? As always, Brahmakumari's knowledge is so divine. I have really never ever felt so clean inside like I do these days. Not that there isn't this arrogance that keeps showing up. So my mind does show me where I'm comparing, where I'm putting others down. Yes, that still exists. It has reduced for sure, but I am able to see it and I completely detach from that. I don't use that information that I practiced in the past. So, how do you develop humility? Complete truth about who you are, your journey in this world drama, and who your eternal parent is. Till I don't know the complete truth of this, I cannot develop humility. Truth is the foundation to develop humility. So, why then you say we need all the virtues to develop humility? Why don't we say we only need truth? Because the truth is that I am this divine being, this point of star that is full of virtues just like my parent, God. So, knowing who He is and then understanding that it's not like, so whenever I look at myself and I see see the defects that still exist, I refuse to associate myself with those defects. Those defects keep coming up, but I don't use them anymore. I, as a master, choose, like, no, this is who I am. Peace is my quality. Even if that anger is rising, I let it go away. I choose my peace as a quality. So when we fully not only know the truth, but we realize, we completely agree that indeed this is who I am, when I maintain full faith in who I am and who I belong to, then every virtue will start emerging in you automatically. A soul, human soul, is naturally pure, peaceful, loving, joyful, powerful, wise, just like God. We've forgotten in the long journey we took in this world drama, really long journey. And the other important point to develop humility. So we might be in truth and we might have all the virtues, but we get disturbed by variety of people in this world. And we see all kinds of evil acts from human souls time and again in current world. It is indeed Kali Yuga, Iron Age, extreme unrighteousness, irreligiousness. This is what is filled in today's world. So when I look at such devilish kind of characteristics, I still know the truth of the soul behind that human being. I refuse to give up on any human soul. I have unshakable faith in who I am, who I belong to, and also in every human soul's beauty. I, the lucky one, got great birth this time, so I have some sense and I don't perform extremely devilish acts. Some of them have been unfortunate. They did not get such beautiful births and upbringings. They only got violence, and that is why they are violent. But doesn't mean they were always like that. Only such a soul will remain humble and will do everything to cooperate with everyone. They will, just like God, never give up on anyone. That is why God is considered to be humble, the cooperator, the benefactor. Unconditional love. Why? You're seeing such evil acts. How can God accept them? Because God understands that a human soul has to go through this journey. And doesn't mean if I am not extremely devilish this birth that I was never devilish before. I could have been. And then I was fortunate. I got some good homes that I left that old body, got a new home, learned new things, became again better. So this is a journey where God does not interfere in. There is a time for him to interfere, and he comes and gives his knowledge, which is what is right now the confluence age, this time. The time where the cycle will start again. It ends and starts again. How do you instill humility in your kids? There are many, many beautiful ways, like I had shared one example, being that mature parent, being that parent that who is already so full knows that I don't need to prove that I'm wise. I don't need to prove that I know everything. Let the kids make lot of decisions. And instead of just praising their external accomplishments, praise their qualities that enable them to become successful. External success causes arrogance a lot faster. So when we tell them that, hey, your beautiful quality of persistence or your hard work has enabled you to ace this test or do so well. For my younger one who's in high school, a tough high school, goes through a lot of tough teachers with all kinds of difficult tests, but and gets very demoralized also at times, and then works hard and succeeds and feels very very proud about it. I then tend to, and then she will also at times use the language that everybody else, I don't understand why they didn't do well because this was an easy test. I'll immediately kind of not let her go into the direction, not that she's arrogant in any way, but immediately let her know that maybe they didn't get chance to work as hard as you, maybe they were caught up in something else. So immediate reminder that you used your quality and that is why the external success came, and others also have the quality, they didn't use it. So always see ways to never try to get that into the comparison mode or be too much about the external, but see how you can stabilize them, that they are using their inner skills and they should continue to use it. And always, I feel another way to encourage this is to share what they have. Suppose they are really good in a particular musical instrument, see if they can start teaching young kids. Can they share what they have learned? There are many kids I know already who do this kind of volunteering. They do it for free. They are teaching to the underprivileged or even the privileged for free, or they take bare minimum money and then donate that money. These kind of things where they are able to share what they know, and whatever little money they get, they again donate it to the people who don't have. These are the kind of things that helps them realize how privileged they are and how it is their responsibility to share that privilege with others, whether it is a skill, whether it is a resource, or whether it is an idea. One of the most beautiful things we are taught at Brahma Kumaris is the more you make someone go ahead, the more ahead you automatically will be. And in today's world, we are taught, hey, don't tell anybody so that you will remain ahead. You can never ever remain ahead in this kind of rat race if you get into. Your sleepless night, insecure nights will automatically will cause you to go downfall. You will start using all kinds of unethical and dangerous ways to maintain your top position if you get into that habit of I need to be the best, so I need to hide. As parents, if we want them to have peace and security, highly recommend. See if there is even a subtle aspect of comparison, hiding information, keeping it only to ourselves. God says the one who makes others move ahead automatically moves ahead many, many times more. They can never ever stay back. In fact, that person whom you have moved ahead, they will help you in moving ahead eventually. Maybe not immediately because they are also bitten by the competition worm, but eventually they will. Whatever you give with pure intention will come back to you. And if the child is trying to show off or is feeling insecure, use a very wise, not trying to tell them that, hey, don't be arrogant. We don't want to call it out that they're feeling the arrogance, but in very subtle ways, so that we don't dampen their spirit of enthusiasm where they're feeling they're better than 10 other things, or 10 other people in the class or somewhere else. We don't want to dampen that spirit. But at the same time, think as a parent, what can I tell so that they are still grounded, so that they still want to share with others, and so that they still feel others have other beautiful things. I might have this, but they do have something else. So, with that, pretty much just wanted to end it with many beautiful, powerful quotes from Brahma Kumaris. This humility is the one that generates security for every human being, that your presence is valuable. I have something to learn from you. They will never, ever, even in the thought, think of a disrespect for anyone, including the creatures, the natural resources. Always respectful in using the resources, never causing any kind of harm. They will they will see the beauty in every relationship. They will never have this arrogance that I know better, others should learn from me. They will always adjust very easily. They can bend very easily. They feel that is the biggest strength. Adjustment is one of the biggest strength. Tolerance is one of the biggest strength of a human soul. Um, and as a parent, I will know when to lead and when to follow. This is one thing that I've practiced a lot at home by being that mature parent. I follow, even though I know better. Unless obviously it is dangerous and something that will cause harm, then yes, I will speak up very gently. But any time, let them lead. And like I had said, God is considered to be the most humblest being because He's the greatest. He's the highest on high. And only because he's the most humble being, has no airs about being the best. Wanted to end it with just few upcoming events. Next week, we are starting a new parenting series on positive parenting during adverse situations. So if you have a particular situation, an adverse situation, a challenging situation with your child that you would like us to cover, please feel free to share it. The Zoom invite has the email address that you can send it to, your idea. We will try our best to bring that adverse situation into discussion. Living Values classes for kids from 10:30 to 11:30 every Sunday with a lot of moral stories. Very, very interactive session. And then there is a 10-day challenge starting on May 1st to really move towards a stress-free and worry-free life. This is a fantastic way to inculcate meditation in your life. Has a guided live commentary, 7:30 to 8, starting from April 1st. And then on next Saturday, we have a webinar on our responsibilities, a boon or a burden. And we also have Raj Yoga meditation course starting next week. You can find all the details in our website. So that was it for today's session. I want to open it up for question and answers. So feel free to unmute yourself and bring up your questions. And I'm happy to discuss it with you all. Silent? No, no, nothing on the chat, nor am I seeing any Q&A. All good. Anything on this series on humility or any other value that you'd like to talk about? Sorry, if somebody's talking, I'm not able to hear. I don't think anybody's talking. I still see everybody's on the mute. No questions? Maybe we can just practice meditation then. I am a being of spiritual abundance. There's nothing lacking in my treasure store. Even if somebody takes it, this is spiritual wealth which is unlimited, and I have received it from my eternal parent who is unlimited. So if somebody takes away something from me, it does not mean they take away my happiness or my peace or my respect. I, the soul, the human soul, is the most honorable, respectable species already. No need to prove it. I am the most elevated creation of God. So I bow down to all the species, including the human souls. I bow down that I need to serve everyone. I have so much. I don't need to take. I already have received so much from Mother Nature. This body is a gift from Mother Nature. The food, the air, the water I receive for the body is a gift from Mother Nature. So much love and attention I received from human souls already. I, the humble being, now makes a solemn resolve to give back. I have taken enough. I am a being of abundance, just like my parent. I am a world benefactor, so open-heartedly, with both my arms, I distribute peace, love and joy to every being, to every creature, and to Mother Nature. Thank you for taking care of me. Thank you everyone for joining us today at Brahma Kumaris Silicon Valley. Hope to see you again for the next parenting series on positive parenting during adverse situations. Hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, sister. Thank
Om
you.
Shanti,
Om
sister.
Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you.
Om Shanti. Thank you, sister.
Om Shanti, everyone.
Om Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti. Recording will be on YouTube, so feel free to check out our
No,
YouTube channel.
no, I tried to. Tried, but I didn't get it.
Okay, let me just post it here on the web here. If I don't see it, then I will let you know. Let me just do that right now. Om Shanti.
Because I like to hear your session. To hear you. Because I am getting my all question answer in your session.
Wonderful. So this is that today's session. And then let me actually post.
Last session that sustain kids.
Yes.
I needed.
So they're all there. Let me share it with you. These are playlists that exist. So I'll just share with you the link to the playlist. So this is the playlist for instilling values. Are you able to see the chat and get it from there?
No, I didn't see your chat. I see only my message, but I didn't see your.
Oh, sorry. Let me share. Now, can you see the link to the playlist?
Yes, sister.
Yeah, so that is the instilling values. And here is also the link to sustaining kids with love.
Okay.
And if you, I'll also paste one more link. This, if you go here, you will see all the playlist.
Last one?
Yeah, everything will be there here only.
Okay.
So slowly, if you try looking around, and you can ask someone who understands playlist, and they will be able to help you if you don't understand. In a playlist, there are 4
No, I got it from I got it today's one. Parenting value, instilling value in kids.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. And I will look around for other. I went here by Silicon Valley because last time suddenly I was on last session and I had a guest, so I